We are so privileged to have this morning Elijah Ehikweme. He's the head of Skills Development Department with the Edo Job. You're welcome to this program, Sooner.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we'll talk about unemployment, we'll talk about youth restiveness and all that. Most times we're almost tempted to say that there's really no job availability in Nigeria, no opportunities and all that. Now, what's your impression? What is your impression about job availability in the country? Let's start from there.
Well, for job opportunity availability, I don't think personally that they will say there are no jobs. But what I would say is that people do not have the right skills to fill in the available jobs. So we do the random thing. You just graduate from university, you don't have that specialized skills that will give you an edge over another person. So when you go into the same market, it's difficult for an employer to decide on you over the other. I've seen cases whereby you bring in 10 persons for a job that they need to have basic ICT skills, and these people do not have it. Then this kind of persons is telling you that, oh, there are no jobs. So I think it's about skills improvement. People lack the relevant skills to give them the relevant jobs. Nigerians that we feel there are no jobs, you'll see import foreigners to take in some specialized jobs. For we to have a situation whereby foreigners still takes over some specialized job, so it's wrong to say that there are no jobs anywhere. But on the contrary, there are still skill sets that we feel that the government should still open to accommodate more persons that just graduate from the university so that they can take over those jobs. So one thing that we should always take from here is this. Every graduate, every person, you need to develop the right skills for you to get the right jobs.
Okay. All right. So in Nigeria today, most universities are offering entrepreneurship as a kind of a booster, to capital at the end of your graduation and all that. So if this is true, how come we still talk about lack of relevant skills in the country?
Thank you so much. Now, two things is involved. For you to get into business, like talk about entrepreneurship, there are a lot of factors that plays in. Financial literacy, knowing the kind of business to do. You don't just wake up in the morning and decide to say, today I want to be selling clothes, I want to start a fashion business. What the university will teach you is the fundamentals in the entrepreneurship, okay, what you need to know, your bookkeeping practice and all that. But the core, the business of the trade, you need to understudy it. That's why in Nigeria today, the Igbo apprenticeship scheme is one of the most successful because people go through those phases and they are successful at the end of the day. So what is important is this. For you to decide on a skill, to decide on the path of entrepreneurship, it's a decision you need to make. I'll say this. Those in the tech world, there are always jobs available for them. Remotely and physical on-site jobs. If there are no jobs, they won't be getting remote jobs. It's because they have the skills. You go online, all the websites that offers remote jobs. You are here in Nigeria, you are earning in dollars. You can get clients all over the world. Let these jobs, because of why you have the skill to do it. So the entrepreneurship part you are talking about will not really give you that remote job thing. What it just tells, okay, this is what you need to know to start up a business. Now, knowing that is not just enough. The basic skills is required for you to succeed.
Okay, now let's come to Edo State now. The government of Godwin Obaseki, came up with the initiative of Edo Jobs. And lots of Edo youths, the way it's said now that they've gained tremendously. Now, the government is about winding up now. What would you want to say is the achievement so far?
Wow. I think that's my call. I would say this very well. Skills development is one of the ways that have reduced unemployment in the state. And this involves a lot. Vocational skills, ICT skills, which is tech skills, employability skills. Over the years, I can tell you categorically, we've seen people placed on jobs through our job matching team. We've seen people that have gone through our vocational skills, and today they have their own businesses. 2 weeks ago, someone reached out to me and that we trained on welding. 6 months ago, that whenever I come around to Igweba, I should come and visit his space to see his shop. I've seen people that have done leather work training. They have a shop. They have apprentices working under them. They have success stories to show. That even when you come around to our office space, we can take you to some of these people, their shops and everything, for you to verify from them. We can even say, oh, a show like this, we can even tell them to come and tell people about it. If people say, oh, what has the governor done? People, you have results to show for it. There are people that have benefited that can testify to this. The impact you do, the training you do, the opportunity you give to people, you may not know. It's after 6 months, you start, when you meet them on the way, they'll tell you, I went through your fashion training, I got a job through the internship programs, and they're already enjoying themselves, earning income for themselves. At least they've left the level where they are, below poverty level. They could afford certain things for themselves. So on human capital development, I can tell you for sure the governor has done a lot. We've impacted a lot of persons.
Yeah, but there are indications that probably people are no more interested in coming to Edo Job now to make themselves available for what you do there, the skills and all that, entrepreneurship, learning skills and all that. Because when it took off, at a point, at the end of your training, you could drop your kind of address and all that so that they will get back to you in terms of job placement, job availability and all that. But people did not actually get job placement after training.
Okay, thank you. Now, there are two different ways people have been engaged. We need to understand that. For us, it's either you get through job placement or we are training you to become an entrepreneur. Okay. For me, I oversee the vocational skills. One of our vision is to produce entrepreneurs who take pride in their trade and consistently deliver first-class goods and services. By doing that, so if you are not engaged in a paid employment, you should be able to start a business with what you've learned. Now, when people tell you, oh, they called after a training, they didn't get engaged or they submitted CV, I could tell you this for a fact. We've done so many what we call graduate internship program. The graduate internship program is whereby we take you and place you on internship in a reputable organization for a period, sometimes 3 months, sometimes 6 months.
We place you?
Yes. Government pays for your salaries for the next 3 months, in some cases 6 months. The agreement we have with the employers is this. At the end of this internship, those that are successful in your own process, those you feel are of good behavior that you can retain, you retain them and continue to pay them. And I can tell you on the graduate internship program, we've recorded 80% retention rate. So people get into the internship program. At the end of 3 months, the employers, so you know what, I'm impressed with your service. We need to engage you for the next 6 months, for the next 1 year, as long as you want to earn. They increase the salary and they are working on that. We have people that have done that. Yesterday, we did an internship fair at Edo Innovate, whereby we are onboarding about 200 Edo residents into the internship program who will be deployed to various organizations across the state. So it is wrong for people to say, they've submitted their CV and nobody get engaged. That's not true. Constantly, people get engaged. I'll tell you one of the challenges people have. Somebody that graduates from the university today is expecting to earn 200,000 at the end of the month.
Yeah, about the economic situation.
We know exactly. When you started working, did you have that big? It's not like that all the time. Sometimes your first job is like a training job to you. It's for you to gain experience. As you are gaining experience in those jobs, even they are paying you 70,000, you start with it. You gain relevant experience. From that job, with the experience you've gotten there, you can get a job that will offer you 250,000. Most organizations are looking for experienced people. If you are sitting down at home rejecting offers that the pay is too small, how are you going to gather that experience? So it is very key people understand this thing. On the issue of training, we run a kind of model in our facility, especially for the fashion and the leather work program, whereby people that go through those programs, at the end of the day, they can come back to use the facility to execute job they source outside. You get a job outside, maybe you don't have the equipment to use it. We have all the equipment on ground. You come to our space, you are not being charged to utilize the facility for free. You make till you generate enough money to start up. And we've seen a lot of persons that have gone through that process. And today they have their own shops and they are making money for themselves. So when people say, we've gone through, it's unfair, I think, and this information are not true. Because on a daily basis, yesterday someone met me and said, I did a paint production training today. Currently I have a hand mixer that I'm producing my own paint. She was showing me pictures of jobs she has done in the last 1 month. This is an Edo resident telling me this. So we have countless stories. Maybe one of these days, if the media, we can share a list of those that have opened their business. Go take your media crew there, go to their space and hear from them. So I do not look at, because these people are government, they are trying to. No. There are evidence. You can just do on-the-spot visit without notifying us and confirm, verify this information yourself. There are countless testimonies all over the place of what we have done in human capital development.
Yeah, the things produced at your jobs now, except when we have Edo Job Fair, just like what you said a while ago, I had it recently. Yeah. Now, we hardly, I don't know whether to say we hardly find them in the market. In other words, they seem not to have a direct impact on the economy of the state.
Yeah, it does. One thing is, how do you measure impact? It's very key. Because people don't speak out, you may not know. What I've seen so far, I'll be honest with you, that people don't speak out. Somebody will benefit from government, benefit from a process, will not be burdened, will not tell his neighbor or his friends, you know what, I got a job from Edo Job. I got a training opportunity from Edo Job. I learned this from Edo Job. And because you don't say it, people around you say, what have they done? That is the problem. It's not that, and their family members know it's affecting them. It does. You cannot look at the way it was like 4 years ago to date. If you are saying it's not happening, I'll give you an instance. In the 4 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, Edo State was one of the highest on irregular migration.
Migration, yeah.
But I can tell you as of today, we are not even in the top 4 in Nigeria, from Nigeria. If the impact is not there, that indices is enough to prove to that. So it tells you that why are people not looking at that route again? It's because they feel, now I've gotten the right skills. If I want to migrate, I go through the proper channel, go to the embassy, get a visa, and travel. The government is not against legal migration. It encourages. Yeah. You understand? It's what the government is against, irregular migration. And so with these programs, with empowerment programs we've been doing to help people, it has in a way reduced the number of people from traveling through that route. So to tell you that this has affected the economy of the state positively. Okay.
Now, let's talk about, just only yesterday, we heard that Libyan government, deporting Nigerians and all that. And we don't know whether we'll have Edo people there now. Okay. But we've seen a situation whereby before now, you hear that a certain number of them are from Edo State and all that. Now, we also saw those times whereby Edo Job through the Edo State government with Edo Job now going to see them to see how they can invite them in, trade them and all that. But it appears that they are really not interested. What do you think are the issues?
No, I'll say this. What is expectations matters. When you hear people say, I'm not interested, it's not that they are not. They have very high expectations. I would say this. When you said Libyan government, I think we've partnered with International Organization of Migration, and I can tell you, I have indices, data of some of, when I mean data, I can tell you the top states that have this challenge of human trafficking. Edo is not among the top 3. It used to be there. It may interest you to know, states from the north, the top 3 states are even from the north.
Now?
Yes. Not from Edo. You can find me. After this program, check online, read about it. So the state government has reduced it. On the returnees coming back, we've done a lot of programs. I can tell you that in my own department, we've done a lot of targeted programs for return migrants. There are programs we just designed specifically for them. Because of their expectations, what we do most times, the state government, through Edo Job, partner with International Organization for Migration to see, okay, how we can assist these people. Because they don't just train them and leave them. Some of them, before they left, they sold all they had and all that. They need to. So they need to find their feet back. Last, early this year, we trained about 40 persons. We gave them startup kits, sewing machine, generator, everything to do.
In what discipline now?
On fashion and GSM repair.
Okay.
We didn't end there. We also rented shops for them through IOM to support these people. So those are certain interventions we do to ensure that, oh, since you're back, they don't leave you like that. They rent a shop for you, they train you, they empower you with all the equipment needed for you to run a business. So at the end of the day, if you now decide you still do not run whatever the government has given to you, or the IO, International Organization of Migration, has given to you, and you still decide, oh, you are not going to make use of it, it's not government's fault. Government has done a lot to help you. So one thing you should also know, people differs. You can train 100 persons, and 60 will make use of it. 40 will still be naira there or here. So you can't blame government for that. And the entitlement mentality is also a problem. One thing we've always tried to do is like a self-awareness program for these people. Because when somebody is entitled, whatever thing you do for them, if it is their right, they are not seeing the benefit. They're just seeing, oh, it's my right, I should enjoy government. That's why you see some persons who go to a government training, they at the end, whatever they give to them, they sell it off.
Okay. Now, the creation of a job is probably perceived by many in the state that it was a special intervention program by Governor Baseki's administration. Now, we have just about a few months to go, less than how many months now to go now. Now, what is the guarantee that we can still have a job even after Baseki's, leaving office?
Thank you. Government around the world pay special attention on youth development and empowerment. There's no government in the world, as of today, that would not pay close attention on youth empowerment. It's a very critical area that every government of the day will look out for, will want to invest in. So one thing I want to tell everybody, the job has come to stay, because whatever we are doing is towards the development of Edo residents, towards the growth of Edo residents. So the government of the day would always want to invest in that areas. And Edo residents should be rest assured that any government in power would continue to impart them because it's critical to the growth and peace of the state.
Okay. All right. So we want to say a very big thank you, Elijah Ehiwebe, the head of Skills Development Department with Edo Job, talking about empowerment through job creation in Nigeria. We also came down to Edo State to see what the Edo State government has been doing. I want to say thank you so much for finding time to come.